Bring one of your daughters with me, so he brought Candace with him. And Betty and Candace had a whole session drawing pictures. I think there's one on the table there, on the refrigerator, yeah. And Jeff started talking, and I talked for the whole afternoon, about 4 hours. And then from there on it went on.
So who is this person that wants to do a documentary now? Do you know who he is? Or
he's doing it for Florida. I knew he'd been talking about doing this. This is something that one of the filmmakers.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to be about. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that'll be neat. So I'll have to find out about that and look for it.
I think Jeff's going to come with him. That's good. I'm glad, because
he can he knows how to direct him and to get the right information and the right different stories that he wants to make sure he gets down and that kind of stuff. So are you tired? We can give you a nap time, or we can go watch television for a few minutes while I take a shower or something.
That, I guess.
I was lucky. I slept, I don't know, I slept quite a bit. I didn't even see Chicago. Dave, we set the alarm for 4 o'clock. And we got out of there about 4:30 and got gas. And you know, we never filled up. We went from Milwaukee to here on 1 tank of gas.
Good.
But Dave just drove right through, and well, we stopped to go, to use the bathroom or whatever once. But Dave drove the entire way. He's practicing, and the kids woke up, and we were like 20 minutes from Akron or something, and they're like, "That's the best."
Well,
we've
we
ever
had
done.
an exciting book on tape, so that got me going. And I never drink coffee, but I had a cup.
You did.
When I left.
I have coffee every day, but I don't know. Used to be, I drink it like crazy. When I was in the service, we were amphibious training on the Pacific Coast, and the Navy insisted that the Army officers stand watch with the Navy. So you're sitting there, they drink that coffee in the Navy never stops.
Okay.
And
well, they can have a pot on, but it's a little tougher for you guys.
Yeah, unless you're stationary.
Unless you could warm it up on the tank manifold or something like that.
It's interesting, these naval. Of course, I had one platoon. First platoon went down to San Diego for 2 months, and they had the company commander and the platoon leader and a certain amount of the bookkeepers and that stuff went with them. And they had
get me a Diet Coke if there is.
You can have this.
Oh, okay.
Had a lieutenant. Oh boy, names start in my head. Wilborn Dolvin. Wilborn Dolvin joined our company. He was a first lieutenant. He came straight out of West Point, Georgia. Dimples. A good personality. Well, when Terry and the one platoon went down to San Diego, we were right there. Severson, another platoon leader, and myself were there with our platoons. And we would get correspondence from the post because we were there. We got it from the 3rd Division because we were attached to them. We got Armed Forces. We get a whole pile of mail, and Severson sat there. We're go through it. If there was something about answer, we put it in one pile. If it wasn't, it was file, the circle file. And Dolvin was our active platoon company commander. He was very smart, and well, he was with us down to when the 3rd Division moved to California, why, he went down, then he went back up to the headquarters. But, and so Severson and I we were getting all these mail distributions. It took you an hour to go through them, and we wanted to get ready for a fight with our platoons.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll follow through Dolvin. He was by the time we got down into California, why, he was back up in the headquarters, the battalion headquarters. Then became he was a captain then. He was with our battalion until the Enzo beachhead was going on, and the 191st Tank Battalion were hit hard up there, and they needed somebody to command it, so they chose Dolvin. And he went up, and by the time we got into southern France, 191st was just as good as we were, really. They were on our right side, and we did something, they were right with us. Well, Dolvin took over the command of the 191st. Then he was still commander at the end of the war. Then the next news you got on the paper was, you know, the North Koreans almost overran all of Korea. And there was the news of Task Force Dolvin retaking Seoul. And he was by the time let's see, he left us, I think, we were in southern France when he left us. Anyway, when they took Seoul, he was a general already. He was a 3-star general.
Oh, wow.
And he was all set to some of our guests to our reunion we're going to have here in Akron. And I talked to his wife, and everything was all set up. He just had his final physical, everything was fine. He went to bed and never woke up.
Aww.
So,
that would have been neat to have had him. That would have been neat to have had him come and visit everybody.
Oh yeah, he was all right. One of the things always I talk about Dolvin, I think when I attacked the Cassino, the first day I was going on this road, I was the lead tank, you know, who gets hit? All the tensions. The lead tank maybe? I got up to this quarry, and I lost my hearing in this ear for a day. It was probably that close from hitting me in the head. Anyway, that night, we were at that point. The next day, Dolvin led the same charge that I had. And when they fired, the Germans had readjusted their sights, and they knocked out his tank. His tank commander, his tank driver, lost a leg, and I think he died from it. But Dolvin got on the road is here, and the riverbed is dry because the Germans had withdrawn it from the river, so it was coming on the outside, making a big mud puddle.
Okay.
But it's about 4 foot, 5 foot difference in elevations. So Dolvin just got when his tank was knocked out, he just jumped over onto mine, and I gave him a set of phones and so forth, and he commanded from there. And there was a sort of a stall. Colonel Sweeting was up on the side of the mountain observing, and he talks and says, "Dolvin, what's holding you up?" And Dolvin, with those dimples, looks around this way. And she says, I don't know, Colonel, but I think it's Germans.
It's good to have a sense of humor in all of that. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be in war like that.
Then they had attached a company of 760s to our battalion when this attack was going on. And so one platoon of 760s breached, went on down into Cassino, and they had about four or five houses taken in Cassino. And every day from there on, I took over from them, and every day I'd go down into Cassino and contact Captain Fraser, L Company commander, find out what was his plan to do. What they'd do is the Germans took those houses and he took and sandbagged the fronts of them, and made it so that if you wanted to go through, you had to go through between houses. And you get there, they had machine gun crossfire.
Okay.
So you want to get over there?
Or to
I'll just sit back here.
Sit behind you on that side.
Continue.
We're listening. So they had it so that they would force you to take a certain route.
Their idea. So we countered it by going down there in the houses they planned to take. We'd blow the front of the house off. So there's a big hole, and they'd go in and take it. It was fine until we got to the jailhouse. The jailhouse was at the end of town. It was built like a
fort. Yeah.
And I fired with my tanks 175 rounds of 75 armor piercing and high explosive into it. That night they took it, and there wasn't any Germans in there when they took it, but there were hundreds of helmets, blood all over the place. We went 175 rounds of coming into the jailhouse.
So they were penetrating. It was penetrating.
Yeah, we took it over.
Okay.
But they couldn't get across this canal when it was built. So Colonel Sweden had ideas somewhere way out, but he wasn't concerned about this. He was thinking only about getting the thing done.
Okay.
But anyway,
That'd be scary.
he had our battalion maintenance put together a temporary bridge for her, and they were going to take the two tank retrievers, armored piercing, with cranes on them, and go down and set that over that bridge, and then we'd go across, and then we could finish off the rest of Cassino. Well, of course, early that morning, I had let's look at the day before. The day before, Lieutenant John, boy, I know him real well. He was a year behind me at Creighton. He was sitting on the top of my tank in the quarry, and he had all these aerial photos of what we were going to be doing. And of course, I had a bad reputation at Cassino.
Oh.
They didn't want to be where I was. Anyway, they never were able to get around the land in this quarry because of the location. But this one, it didn't hit in the quarry, but it hit the rocks above it. And one of those pieces of rock took care of Bosch. He was evacuated. It was his last day of war fighting. I saw him after the war. But
I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay.
after I had these photos, it wasn't daylight yet.
Yeah.
And the infantry outfit behind us were feeding the breakfast there, Although the Germans couldn't see them, but they could, in daytime, they could have seen it very well. In fact, they did. Anyway, they had them all around and they got hit. Well, I put on Gene Wunderlich, my tank commander, gunner, I put 3 tourniquets on him. He had both arms.
For bleeding?
You could see through the bone and the artery bleeding. I put 3 of those on him, and he was evacuated. I didn't know. And David Orris, who was from Ohio, I didn't know about Ohio.
Yeah, it was too far east.
Anyway, David Orris' 21st birthday, and that barrage hit him in the back, and he had a gash about 4 or 6 inches in his back, because every time he breathed, he said bubble in and out and so on.
Oh.
And he didn't live until he got to the aid station even.
On his birthday.
I wondered, like, I thought no way he's going to live. Well, about 3 weeks later, he was getting making a good recovery, and the medics gave him the wrong blood,
Oh.
and that killed him.
Oh.
So we lost Gene Wunderlich. That's when I got Frank Milkarski became my tank commander and gunner, and he was from Cicero, Illinois. Very, very lovable guy. He very good gunner. So he became my company commander, and I commanded him until we got into southern France. In southern France, they had a tank. I mean, they had a tank platoon leader, but they didn't have a tank for him. So they said, well, let him use your tank. So 2 o'clock the next afternoon, the Germans knocked that tank out, and Bill Karski took his head off.
Oh gosh. In your tank?
Yeah.
That was your tank?
That was my tank. So,
Had a lot of...
but,
well, you know what, Dad? I think I should go take my shower, and maybe we should go watch TV. Dave's gonna take a nap.
okay.
And then that way, if you want to rest, because pretty soon we're gonna start getting more activity around here.
Oh, yeah.
I know you don't really nap.
Snooze all day long. Okay, I'll do that. I'll be sitting there TV.
But I mean, you don't have to. But I just thought, I think it's probably good
my
timing.
routine.
That is your routine, I think. That after lunch, did you eat? Did you have? I don't know when those
I
guys
had
came.
breakfast.
Well, we should get you some lunch. What would
Okay.
you like? A sandwich,
Okay.
or do you want? I see there's a plate of food in there. Is that for your lunch?
Just heat that up, microwave a couple of
Okay.
2 or 3 inches or miles or hours.
Okay. Okay.